Imagine a student from a small town who dreams of becoming a filmmaker. She loves stories, edits videos on her phone, and wants to study cinema. But her parents say, that's not a real career, beta. Study engineering. Even relatives also suggest that. She turns to internet for advice, and there she learns that she needs to be practical while making her career decision. Now the question is she freely choosing her future, or is society choosing it for her? That's the heart of the structure agency debate in sociology, a question that never gets old. In simple terms, the question is, do we make society, or does society make us? Let's talk about that in today's video. Let's understand structure first. Structure refers to the enduring patterns of society that shape our actions and often limit what we can do. Structure includes all the social institutions, economic structure, political structure. It includes all the rules, laws, norms, and it also includes all the social roles. We do not invent structure. Structure was already there when we were born. We get into structures. On the other hand, we have agency. Agency is our capacity to think, to act, and to make choices. Through agency, we not only can resist structure, but also we can make structural changes. When we choose a career, speak in regional language in an English-speaking classroom, or marry someone from another caste or religion, or migrate to another city, are we exercising freedom, our agency, or just negotiating with invisible rules, the structure of society? Let's start with those who emphasized structure. This side says, society is bigger than you. Emil Durkheim, one of the founding thinkers of sociology, argued that society is a reality sui generis. Sui generis. Reality sui generis. What does this mean? It simply means unique. Society is a unique entity. It exists outside us and exerts pressure on us. Think of education, religion, marriage, and law. We have not invented these institutions, but we enter them. It is not us who decide how schooling should happen, or how religious rituals should be conducted, or what it means to be a husband or a wife. We are socialized into these institutions and these rules. Even our emotions follow a certain rhythm. We cry at funerals and smile at social functions. Durkheim called these things social facts. There are two important characteristics of social facts that we need to remember. One is social facts are external. They are outside us. They are not in our mind. And the second is social facts are constraining. They put pressure on us. They force us to do certain things which are approved by society. So it is almost like saying individual dances to the tune of society. Then comes Karl Marx, who sees structure through the lens of economy and class. He says, it is not the consciousness of men that determines their existence, but their social existence that determines their consciousness. Let's unpack this sentence. It simply means people's thoughts, beliefs, or dreams emerge from their material and social conditions. Our thoughts reflect our socio-economic situation. Or in other words, it's like saying, tell me how much money you have in your wallet and I will tell you what you are thinking. Your thoughts, ambitions, and worries are not random or purely personal. They are deeply shaped by your economic situation. If you are struggling to pay rent, you will think about survival and security. If you are wealthy, you will think about investment, leisure, or influence. The kind of job you get, the dreams you can afford, this depend on your class position. A factory worker's child and a corporate CEO child grow up in entirely different worlds of possibilities. But Marx also leaves space for struggle, for workers to organize, protest, and demand change. So even within structure, there is movement, agency fighting back. You see this in India too. Farmers protesting unfair policies, women forming self-help groups, tribal communities asserting their land rights. These people are not free in a vacuum. They are pushing against structures that constrain them. Now, let's turn to the other side of the story, the world of agency, and the question of how people act with meaning and intention. Before we get there, we need to pause for a moment with Max Weber. He said, to understand society, we must understand social action. What is social action? For Weber, not every action we take is social. Only those acts that carry meaning for us and that take others into account truly count as social actions. So there are two important criteria for any social action. First, social actions are meaningful, done with intention or purpose. And second, social actions are oriented towards others. So social actions take into account others' reactions and expectations. Let's understand this with a few examples. A snitch is not social action because it is not oriented towards anybody. But saying thank you to someone, or helping a stranger, or posting something online, these activities are social actions. Because here the social actors anticipate others' expectations and behave accordingly. Similarly, a person donating money to appear generous, it is a social action. But a person going for a solitary walk to calm his mind is not a social action. Weber said, sociologists look at these social actions with a kind of magnifying glass, not just observing what people do, but asking why they do it, what it means to them, and how it connects to others. That is what makes sociology interpretive. It looks beneath the surface of behavior. Now, once we understand that, we can move to agency, the capacity that allows people to make choices, to interpret, and to act creatively within the social world. Weber reminds us that even within the structures of society, humans are not passive. We bring our own interpretations to what we do. For example, a student choosing science over art might not simply be following norms. She might see it as rational, a path toward success, respect, or family stability. We see this interpretative power everywhere. When a woman decides to keep her maiden name after marriage, or when a student from a conservative family decides to study abroad, or when an artist uses social media to challenge the stereotypes. Even small gestures like wearing jeans in a village, or switching careers, or speaking truth to the power become ways of redefining what is expected of us. Weber reminds us that society is not a puppet master pulling our strings. It is a stage where we act, improvise, and give meaning to our worlds. But of course, reality is not that black and white. We are neither fully free nor fully trapped. Anthony Giddens calls this the duality of structure. He says, structures don't just restrict us, they enable our actions. For example, the language you speak is a structure. It limits what you can say, but it also gives you the power to express ideas. When we follow norms, we reproduce them. When we question them, we change the norms. That's the cycle. We create society even as it creates us. Then, Pierre Bourdieu offers another brilliant way to see it through habitus. Habitus refers to the deeply ingrained habits, beliefs, and dispositions that shape an individual's perceptions, tastes, behaviors, and social actions. Habitus is developed through social conditioning and experience. Habitus is like the social DNA inside us, the internalized habits, tastes, reflexes we learn from our environment. It is why someone from an elite school moves confidently in interviews, while another feels out of place. It is why we prefer certain foods, clothes, or careers without realizing why. So even our personal preferences carry the imprint of social structure. Now let's turn to the last section of this video, everyday dance between structure and agency. You can see this dance everywhere. Think of a woman driving an auto in a place like Bhubaneswar. She is breaking gender norms, but she is still navigating social judgments. Or consider young people switching from arranged to love marriages. See here how agency is working within evolving structures. Consider an influencer building a career on Instagram. She is free to create, yet guided by algorithms, audience expectations, and platform needs. Every time we act, we move between structure and agency, repeating, resisting, and reshaping the world. We are both the dancers and the choreography. So let's return to the original question. Do we make society, or does society make us? Maybe both. We live inside a web of possibilities, some given, some created. And every small choice, what we wear, what we study, whom we love, is part of that ongoing negotiation between what is possible and what is permitted. Next time you make a decision, pause for a second. Ask yourself, is this me or the society inside me who is speaking? In most cases, it is both. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Inside Space, where we explore big sociological ideas in simple human ways. Tell me in the comments, what is one moment in your life where you felt society's structure guiding your choice?